Then she saw it. A small, shivering animal trapped against a fallen tree, its hind leg awkwardly caught between two thick roots. A young wolf, its fur matted with snow, baring its teeth in fear. Clara's heart sank. She knelt carefully in the snow, trying not to scare it further. "Easy, easy, I won't hurt you," she whispered. The wolf's eyes were wide with fear, and Clara could see the pain in every muscle, the trembling of a body too cold and exhausted to fight. A branch snapped behind her. One of the hikers shouted, "Don't touch it! It could attack!" The wolf growled faintly, but Clara's steady voice and slow movements kept it frozen, caught between fear and trust. Clara reached into her canvas bag, slung over her shoulder like an old companion. Inside were items most people wouldn't understand: a portable paw stabilizer, thermal blankets, medical wraps, and a small heating pack. She pulled out the heating pack first, holding it near the wolf's shivering body to stabilize it. The hikers whispered among themselves, skeptical and fearful. "She won't be able to handle that," one said. Another scoffed. "Look at her. She's just a woman with a bag. You can't fight nature with kindness alone." Clara's jaw tightened, but she didn't respond with anger. Her eyes stayed locked on the wolf. She assessed the trapped leg, noting the unnatural angle and swelling. It wasn't completely broken, but if she didn't act quickly, the tissue would freeze, causing permanent damage. Stay calm," she murmured, circling the creature slowly and deliberately. She spoke softly, almost like a lullaby in the storm. Her voice carried authority without force, patience without hesitation. The wind howled through the trees, rattling the branches. As the storm intensified, visibility dropped. Clara felt the pressure mounting, not just from the storm, but from the hikers behind her, their doubt and growing frustration. "Step aside," the man in red barked suddenly. "You're wasting time. Leave it. Nature will take care of itself." Clara's eyes never left the wolf. She slowly pulled out the paw stabilizer, carefully wrapping the injured limb. "I can't wait," she said quietly. "Every second counts. You don't understand how much a creature suffers when it's trapped like this." The wolf whimpered softly, trusting her enough to let her hands near the injury. Clara's fingers were nimble, precise, her experience evident in every motion. The snow under her knees was cold and wet, but she ignored it, focused entirely on the creature before her. The hikers watched, a mix of amazement and doubt. "I don't know. Maybe she knows what she's doing," one said. Another shook his head. "I've never seen anyone act like that. She's different." Clara worked quickly, securing the leg, wrapping it in padding, and checking circulation. Her voice remained soft, calm, unwavering. Then she noticed a small patch of ice near the roots that had caused the wolf to slip and twist its paw. She carefully cleared it away, freeing the trapped limb. "Almost there," she whispered. The wolf shivered violently, but she kept her movements slow, deliberate, coaxing it into calm. Then came the tense moment. The wolf suddenly tried to pull back, snapping at her gloves. Clara froze, eyes wide, heart racing. She stayed perfectly still, letting the animal adjust. Slowly, the snapping ceased. The trust she had built over minutes now held firm. Above the storm, the sky darkened further. The wind gusted fiercely, rattling every branch. Clara glanced around, aware that help might not arrive for hours, if at all. She knew this was only the first step. Stabilization was critical, but extraction was the next challenge. She tightened her grip on the canvas strap of her bag, ready for whatever came next. Something in the storm, in the forest's shadows, hinted at danger, predators, unstable snow, the risk of a broken trail. Every heartbeat counted. And yet, she didn't flinch. She had a plan. She had skill. She had patience. The hikers whispered nervously behind her, but for Clara, the wolf's whine was all that mattered. "Almost safe," she murmured, but she knew the forest had more tests ahead. And she was ready for every one of them. The storm raged. The Pawprints led further into unknown territory. And Clara, silent, determined, and unwavering, followed. Clara's boots crunched over the deepening snow as the wolf limped alongside her, its trust fragile but growing. Every gust of wind threatened to mask the subtle sounds of the forest, but Clara's eyes were sharp, scanning for unstable branches, hidden ice patches, and any hint of predators. Her heart beat in rhythm with the wolf's ragged breathing, every step a silent negotiation between survival and danger. Suddenly, the ground ahead gave a slight tremor. A snow-laden branch cracked overhead, and a faint growl echoed through the forest. Clara froze, instincts on high alert. She crouched, positioning herself slightly in front of the wolf. "Easy. Boy, we're almost out," she whispered, her voice steady, almost melodic against the roar of the storm. From the tree line, a faint flash of movement, a second, smaller animal caught in the snow. A second wolf pup, its tiny body shivering violently, struggling to pull free from a hidden drift. Clara's heart tightened. She had seconds to act. Reaching carefully into her bag, she pulled out a thermal blanket, wrapping the pup without startling it. The pup's whines merged with the first wolf's, creating a symphony of fear and hope that carried through the icy air. Behind her, voices shouted. The hikers had followed, hesitant but curious. "She's out of her mind," one yelled. "It's too dangerous." But Clara didn't look back. She knew that sometimes the right thing wasn't the safe thing. Then, a sudden snap, ice breaking underfoot, sent a spray of snow into the air. The larger wolf yelped, almost panicking. Clara's eyes narrowed. She had trained for moments like this. "Stay with me," she said firmly, extending a gloved hand toward the animal. She slowly guided the wolf around the hazard, every movement deliberate, calculated, infused with calm authority. Minutes felt like hours. Each heartbeat, each labored breath of the wolf, pressed urgency into Clara's chest. Her hands were cold, fingers numb, but she didn't let go. She adjusted the paw stabilizer, ensured circulation, wrapped the pup tightly, and whispered encouragement, like it was a lifeline. A distant rumble grew louder, a specialized rescue vehicle, its lights flashing faintly through the storm. Clara's stomach lifted with cautious relief. Chief Donovan, head of the Regional Wildlife Rescue Unit, emerged, accompanied by 2 paramedics and an emergency technician. His eyes locked onto Clara immediately, recognizing the precision in her movements, the calm dominance in her presence. "Clara," Donovan called out, his voice firm but tinged with disbelief. "I thought you were on leave." Clara didn't pause. "No time. They need me," she replied, her hands never leaving the wolves. The crew quickly assessed the situation. They'd seen many injured animals, but the confidence radiating from Clara left them momentarily silent. The hikers backed away. "Lassie," replacing skepticism. "Prepare the sled," Clara instructed. "We're moving carefully, slow and steady. Keep their trust intact." Together, they lifted the larger wolf first, securing it gently onto the sled. Clara stayed at the head, her hands guiding, her voice reassuring. The pup followed, wrapped in the thermal blanket, its tiny body shivering, but safe. As the vehicle navigated through the forest, snow spraying along the sides, Clara allowed herself a quiet breath. The storm was still raging, but the wolves were alive, protected. Her eyes met Chief Donovan's. A small nod, an unspoken acknowledgement of respect passed between them. Back at the unit, the wolves were immediately treated, checked for hypothermia, frostbite, and injuries. Clara watched quietly as they slowly regained warmth and strength. Their eyes, once wide with terror, now softened with trust. One of the pups nuzzled her hand, and Clara's chest tightened with a mix of relief and quiet pride. The hikers, who had mocked her earlier, now approached hesitantly. I didn't think anyone could do that," one admitted, voice low. Another added, "You saved them. You really saved them." Clara smiled softly, brushing a trace of snow from her hair. "It's not about me. It's about giving them a chance. Every creature deserves that chance." The wolves rested, finally calm. The storm continued outside, but inside the rescue unit, there was warmth, life, and a profound sense of hope. Clara's eyes lingered on the paw prints in the snow outside, a silent reminder of the path she had chosen, of courage in the face of fear, and of the life saved because she refused to turn away. And as the snow fell softly against the windows, Clara whispered to herself, "Every life matters. Every paw step matters." A lesson, quiet, yet powerful, carried in the hush after the storm. Compassion isn't optional. It's the choice that defines a hero.